Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel, Live 1,000 Lives. My name's Jeanette. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. If you've been coming around for a while, thank you so much for joining me once again. I have been a little MIA lately, mainly because I've been really sick. I have been suffering with laryngitis, bronchitis, and pneumonia for over 2 months now. It was the end of March and it's now June, and I still don't have my voice completely back, and I still have a cough. So I've been gone. A lot of other stuff happened in my life too. I have a video going up, probably will go up before this one, about where I've been, so I'll link it in the description box. But today I'm going to be introducing you to a new game that I'm going to be playing on my channel, and also let you know what I'm going to be reading in July. So for July, there's a readathon going on called the Junkie Trials, and I'm going to be choosing or seeing if my game will choose that TBR for me. I will give you more information about the readathon in a little while, but wanted to show you my new game. So this is the way that my game looks. It's kind of small. This will be my character. It's my son's Lego Harry Potter. He's letting me borrow it. Here's Start. Start is pretty self-explanatory, except for if I land on Start after the first initial, if I land on it with an even number, then I have to add a book to my TBR. If I land on it with an odd number, I get to subtract a book. I will be doing 5 rolls. So the next is this right here: non-fiction, historical fiction, and non-fiction again. This is like my least favorite category. The next is this one, second chance books, which are these red cards. That's like, could be an author that I've read and didn't really like, or an actual book. So there's names of authors and names of specific books in the red cards. Then we come down to this right here, and this is mystery thrillers, cozy mysteries, and mystery thrillers. Then we have book battle, which I will draw 2 books out of my TBR bag you guys have seen before, and then I'll pick one of those. Contemporary, steamy, read contemporary. Random book is green, and it is just that. I have 5 books that I really want to read and 5 books that I'm kind of over and not sure I actually want to read anymore in here. Then we have representation. That could be sexual orientation, could be religion, could be race, culture, could be mental health, anything like that for those 2. And then I have self-help. If I land on donate, I have to donate a book right away off my shelf. So yeah. Then I have fantasy, sci-fi, fantasy. And this one is readathon prompts. That's purple. Oh no, that's blue. That's blue. And I just picked 12 readathon prompts that I really liked. And then we have dystopian, fantasy, and sci-fi. And then pickle. Pickle is like in a pickle. Someone else is going to be choosing the book for me. I will use a little spinner to randomly pick who's going to pick my book. It could be my son, my cat, whoever. Then we have adult read, childhood favorite, adult read, random A through Z. These are A through Z letters. So I'll just draw one in that letter. The letter that I draw the book has to start with. Then I have young adult, middle grade, young adult, and then start again. Should be interesting. I'm hoping this will help me. Also, I have 1 save. I'm only going to be rolling 5 times, but if I don't get to them all, I have to donate one, and I can only save one. But I'm not going to say all of them because sometimes I just have bad reading months. Like in May, I only read one book. So I'm only going to say I have to donate one or unhaul one, besides like the donate square. So it'll dwindle down the books that I'm not reading, but it won't make me feel so overwhelmed like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to donate all of these books if I have a bad reading. So yeah, so that's my new game. Okay, so the Junkie Trials by Rachael. I will leave her link down below. Her announcement is phenomenal. Now there's 4, I believe, different like quest people you could be, like your character. You can take a personality test, which I'll also leave down below for you. But I highly recommend checking out Rachel's announcement video first. But I got Mage, so I am part of the Mage, and my leader is Becca from Becca in the Books. I will leave her information down below in case you are a Mage as well. But each of us get a 5 because of the Bookie Grail, which we all have to read. But we all have 5 prompts. They're different, or they can be different. Some of them might be the same, but most of them are different. I have to find 4 out of the 5 prompts, because the 5 prompt is to read the group book, which is Stardust by Neil Gaiman. First one is Orc Grove, gruesome, gory, or gritty. So we'll see if my board pulls one. If not, I have a couple choices I'm thinking of for that. Old Pirate Road is number 2, which has to at least take part of the way on the sea. Like, it has to do with the sea, so like part of it has to be spent on the sea. And I don't know what book for that one. I have a couple in mind, but we'll see. Also, I'm going to see if my board chooses for me. The next one is Glimmer, which is a beautiful cover, which I have many. And then the 4th one is Dragons, or Dragon Isle, which is a book featuring dragons. So, I'm hoping my 5 rolls will cover those. If not, this could be a very interesting month of July. My son really wants to help me with this, so I'm going to get him and I'm going to have him roll for me. And I'm going to have him mix up the cards just so you guys can see it. And let's see how this goes. By the way, I do not have a name for my game yet. Please leave the comments below. I don't want to do the Bookopoly thing because it's not really like Bookopoly. It is, but it isn't. I don't like Monopoly that much, so I kind of just made my own, did my own thing. I was thinking about like TBR Rama or the TBR game or something. I don't know. I also thought of just calling it In a Pickle or TBR Pickle or something like that. So let me know what you guys think. And now we're going to get on with the... Hey, Kaden, you're going to help me with this, right?
Yep.
Okay, so mix up those colors for me.
Late at night, I think of you. Your vision floods my mind. There isn't much I wouldn't do to be sure you're mine. No matter what you choose to do, no matter day or time, I only want to be with you. I will be there by your side. As time goes by with you. As time goes by with you.
Now we're going to start the game.
You have to move it.
Okay, I'll move, you roll. Go ahead, you roll.
And the card.
Ooh, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. A mystery thriller. So for the first roll, mystery thriller, I chose The Girl in 60 by A.R. Tor. I don't really know what this is about, except for it's about a girl who has homicidal tendencies, who lives in her apartment. I think she's like a webcam girl or something. So I'm wondering if this is gonna have some like erotica or something. I don't know. It's not too long though, so I am excited, but this is totally out of my comfort zone. Which
Okay, 4 and 2.
okay,
If 2 plus 2 is 4, then 2 plus 4 is 6.
6. You're right. Okay, so 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Book with representation. For rep, I'm going with Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda by Becca Bertali. I don't know much about this, except for Simon hasn't come out yet, and someone is like blackmailing him to come out or something. I will say this, if the blackmailer turns out to be the love interest, I'm gonna kind of not like that a lot, because that's like bullying and like, I don't know, I would not like that outcome. But anyway, I'm hoping to enjoy this.
5 and 1. That's 6.
Fantasy. So the next roll was a fantasy. For this, The Caged Queen by Kristen Cicelaria. I loved The Last Nom Sorrow so much, and so I cannot wait to read this as well. It's okay.
When do you have to roll? When you do, you have to get a card. Until you get to one of those squares.
Oh no, it's in a pickle!
What? I guess I have to take your book.
Do you want to pick my book this time? Well, the fourth roll was In a Pickle, and that was that someone else had to choose a book for me. And my son Caden did it, and he chose, to my dismay, Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Laini Taylor. Now, don't get me wrong, I want to read this, but I have reservations about it. So, I don't know. I don't even know what this is about, to be honest with you. But I'm going to read it this month. Okay, roll one more time.
One more, and then I pick your book.
Oh no.
Wait, you got to start.
Oh no, I have to add a roll.
Add a roll?
Yeah.
It says start.
I know, but okay, so
I have to pick your book. So,
no, hang on, wait. So roll 2 more times,
why?
just cause.
It's start, and it says these. Take away and roll.
Ooh, a steamy read. Okay. For the 5th roll was a steamy read, and for that I'm going with Dark Lover by A.R. Ward. This is the first one in the Black Dagger Brotherhood. All I know about this is it's about vampires. So vampires are kind of like my guilty pleasure. But I will tell you this, I prefer werewolves over vampires. But vampires are my guilty pleasure, and this looks steamy. So hopefully it is. Okay, one more.
You would grab a book and then just bang.
Okay, so that is this one. Do you want to pick the card for me? It's a readathon prompt. Okay, so read a book published more than 10 years ago. And the last roll, because I ended up with an extra roll, is to read a book published over 10 years ago. That was a readathon prompt card. And for that, I'm going with The Giver by Lois Lowry. I love Lois Lowry's book, Number the Stars. This is a shorter book too, so I'm hoping I'll fly through it. I haven't read it yet, and I feel like that's ridiculous, and I should read it. So I'm going to read this one. Those were all the rolls that I did for my new game. Now I'm going to tell you about the readathon I'm participating in for the month of July. I'm participating in the Book Junkie Trials. I kept saying the Bookie Trials. The Book Junkie Trials. I took the quiz, which I'll leave down below for you. Becca is my Marquess of Magi. So I'll leave her channel below. I'll also leave the creator's channel below. That's Rachael. I'll leave her channel below. Her announcement video. You're going to want to check it out. So I'm a Magi. With the Magi, we have an ability and a weakness. Our ability is that we get to start the readathon 3 days early. So instead of starting it on July 1st, we get to start on June 28th. Our weakness is that we have to read a book outside of our comfort zone. Everyone has 5 prompts. So I'm going to read those first and what I chose for those. And then I am also going to try to read all of the other prompts, which there's 17 total, which if you've been watching my channel for a while, you're thinking you can barely get 5. Why are you trying to push it to 17? But I really, really want to start reading more, and so I'm hoping this will help. The Magi's first prompt is Oak Grove. That is to read a book that is gruesome, gory, or gritty. This is out of my comfort zone. So horror, gruesome, gritty, that kind of stuff is out of my comfort zone. When that became the first prompt, I was like, great. Well, one of the rules that I had for the board game fits perfectly. I'm going to be reading The Girl in 60 by A.R. Torf for Oak Grove, hoping that this will be gory and gritty. I mean, hopefully not too bad, because your girl has nightmares. Don't watch horror movies, guys. I don't like them. I don't read horror. Don't like it. So, I'm hoping that this will be gruesome and gritty enough. The next prompt for Magi is Old Pirate Cove. Read a book that takes place on the water, or at least partly on water. It could be that they sail around for a little bit and then get off land. It could be that something lives in the water but then goes on land. That kind of stuff. So for this, I'm going with Daughters of the Sea, Hannah, by Catherine Lasky. My grandma actually recommended this to me. My cousin recommended it to her. My grandma loved it, so I'm like, hey. I'm hoping that this will be an easy, fast read. I believe it's middle grade to early, like young adult. And I don't really know what this is about. It seems to be about a girl who wants to be normal, but the sea calls to her, and she can see the tracing of scales on her legs, so maybe she was a mermaid and got taken out. I don't know. The third one is Glimmer. A beautiful cover or a beautiful book. For this, I'm going with Earth to Charlie by Justin Olson. I love this cover. So pretty. Looks like a painting. This is about a boy named Charlie Dickens, and it has to do with aliens. They have taken his mother, and so he's been stuck in a small town with his father that he doesn't get along with. He's being bullied, and his grandma who doesn't remember him. It sounds very, very interesting. It is shorter. It's less than 300 pages. So I'm excited. I've never seen an alien book like look so beautiful. So I really, really love this cover. Fourth one is Dragon Isle or Draconic Isle. Read a book about dragons. For this, I'm going with The Caged Queen by Kristen Cicelario. It has dragons in it. I did find that out for sure because I was like, I don't remember. Will this have it if it's not following the same people? I don't know. But I did find out that yes, it does. So I'm super excited. It's beautiful too. After that, we go to Holy Grail. That is the group book we read, Stardust. I'll put a picture somewhere. I have it on audio, so I'm going to listen to it on audiobook. It's by Neil Gaiman. After I finish those 5, I can move on to other prompts. And so the first other prompt that I'm going to try to get to is Crimson Peak, Read a Favorite. For this, I'm going to read Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief by Rick Riordan. I've been trying to reread this series for a little bit because I haven't finished the series, like what's out yet. I have not finished. Still have book 3 in Trials of Apollo and book 2 and 3 in Magnus Chase that I need to finish. And I think he's coming out with more, so I need to like get caught up. So the next one is Queendom Stone, which is to read a book featuring royals. I was smart with this one, you guys. I'm gonna read a graphic novel. It's called The King of Kazoo by Norm Feuti. So this is about a king who's kind of scatterbrained. He's got a spirited daughter, and they have to get to the bottom of a mystery stirring at the top of Mount Kazoo. So it is about a king and princess. Pictures are in black and white, which I think is interesting. This was an arc that I won. Came out July 26th of 2016. But I got it for my kids. But I'm like, you know what? It's a graphic novel. I can bust through this really fast. The next one is The Forgotten Forest. Next in a series. So I don't have a physical copy of this, but I have the audiobook, and that is Fireblood. Is the second in the... I don't remember what the series is called, but I read Frostblood. Loved it, so I'm excited to move on to Fireblood. Not sure where it's going to go, but I'm super excited. The next one is Weeping Falls, Read a Tearjerker. So this one was hard for me, because I'm not going to read something that I don't know for sure if it's going to make me cry, so I'm rereading a book. It is The Upside of Unrequited by Becca Albertalli. Yes, I cried. Yes, this is the second Becca Albertalli book. I loved this book so much. I listened to it on audio, and then I had to go out and buy it. I cried. There were parts in here that touched me so much to my core, because it reminds me of me in some ways. I don't know if I'll cry this time because I have already read it, but it did make me cry. And it might, because it's a lot about body image and how you perceive yourself and how you think other people look at you. It was so good, and I love this book so much. This is one of my top 5 favorite books of all time. The next one is Dwarf Mountain, or Dwarf Mount. Read a book with a hint of romance. For this, I'm going with Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda by Becca Albertalli. I don't know how much romance is in this, but it's a contemporary, and it has to do with him coming out, so I'm assuming there's some sort of romance involved. Apothecary Towers, which is choose a book at random. So what I decided to do for this is my son rolled in a pickle and chose a book for me. I'm going to say that is random because I didn't choose it, someone else chose it for me. So that I'm going to read Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Laini Taylor. Just so you guys know, the books that I did pick for the board game will be the first books that I read, besides the first 5 of the quest. So, just so you guys know. The next one is The Great Library, a TBR vet. I'm going with The Giver, because it's been on my TBR since high school. So, kind of need to read this. The next one is Drowning Deep, rich world building that will suck you in. For this, I'm going to finish the Strange the Dreamer duology by reading or listening to A Muse of Nightmares. I loved Strange the Dreamer, so I'm hoping that I will like Muse of Nightmares. The next one is Elven Guard, book with war, military, or political themes. For this, I am rereading a favorite graphic novel, and that is Saga Volume 1. This has so much of the challenges in it, but I went with this one because I don't like reading stuff like that. So I knew I already liked this, so I figured I'm going to read this. Plus I needed another graphic novel, guys. So this is what I will be reading. There's lots of political stuff in here, lots of war, lots of other good stuff, like smutty stuff. So this is what I'll be reading. So the next one is On the Hollow Isle. Read a horror book. Guys, how am I supposed to read this? I don't like horror. But I did find out that Dread Nation is more of a horror book. It's about zombies. It's a historical fiction about zombies. So I'm going to read Dread Nation. I have it on ebook. The next one is Empty Barrel Inn, an indulgent read. For this, I'm going with Dark Lover by J.R. Ward, because like I said, vampires, werewolves, all that kind of stuff. Those are indulgent reads for me. I absolutely love them. So I'm hoping this one is really good. The last one is Giant Squid, a book that intimidates you. Most books intimidate me, to be honest. But this one, I've wanted to read it because it continues a series that I'm in the middle of. But this intimidates me a lot because it is so hefty. And that is Feverborn by Karen Marie Moning. Look at this chunker, you guys. This is like a huge book. 433 pages. It seems like there's way more in here than that. But, like 80 pages or something in the back is glossaries. So, I'm really excited to continue this because I love this series so much. That is my July TBR. The book Junkie Trials TBR. It's going to be a hard one. But I'm going to do my best. Like I said, I will read the board picks first. After I complete the 5 prompts, Magi, read the ones left over from the game. And then I'll continue the other ones. So, like I said, all the links for the announcement videos are down below for you. Let me know in the comments below what you are reading for July. Let me know if you liked my game or if you have a name we should call it. Remember guys, a reader lives 1,000 lives and so can you, so keep on reading. Please be kind, love one another, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!
As time goes by with you